In tonight's breaking story, a top Donald Trump official just derailed Trump's own night with a new shutdown warning. And believe me, this should panic all of us Americans. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump is an absolute monster, and at this point, he is weaponizing hunger for his own political agenda.
Think about the state of mind of the vice president. Well, how do you square the circle when you go to a prayer breakfast? How do you square the circle? I mean, Old Testament, New Testament. Well, what's the fundamental thing that connects from John to Matthew to Proverbs? It's this notion of hunger, feeding the poor, the sick, the tired. It's not an option, it's central to advancing God's will. I mean, the fundamental point that we'd be using, because this is what it's about, and the federal government said it in the lawsuit, that they want to use it as a bargaining chip to end this shutdown. That's shameful. It's never happened in U.S. history. And I appreciate the governors, the 23 AGs that stepped up and sued, and we've won those lawsuits. Now we need to win the heart and mind of the President of the United States, not just the Vice President of the United States, to do the right damn thing.
And Trump's political agenda is so bad, even Mike Pence, his former vice president, is speaking out against Donald Trump.
I don't believe the Constitution of the United States affords the President of the United States the authority to unilaterally impose tariffs on friend and foe alike, and I hope the Supreme Court of the United States turns that around. Because ultimately, American businesses and American consumers pay American tariffs. And I have a sense that some of the results yesterday, and you know, all credit go to the winning candidates. They found a way to get across the finish line. But when you see some of these results in traditionally Republican areas of New Jersey and Virginia, it suggests to me that the American people are troubled about those prices at the grocery store. They're troubled about the very consequences, the beginnings of inflation that's coming out of this new economic industrial policy of tariffs. And I think we ought to offer principles and solutions based on that timeless agenda of freedom.
And now a top official just derailed Trump's night with a new shutdown warning. That's right, take a look at this breaking story.
So first off, yesterday we had 81 staffing triggers with air traffic controllers across the airspace. You've reported there was a whole slew of cancellations and delays across the airspace. That trend line is getting worse, right? More controllers aren't coming to work day by day. The further they go without a paycheck because Democrats refuse to pay them. And so as I look 2 weeks out, as we get closer to Thanksgiving travel, listen, I think what's going to happen is you're going to have air travel slow to a trickle. As everyone wants to travel to see their families, I think we're going to see air traffic controllers, very few of them coming to work, which means, yes, you'll have a few flights taking off and landing at our different airports across the country. But the thousands of flights that happen every day to move people around the country for this great American holiday, it's not going to happen. You're going to have massive disruption. I think a lot of angry Americans, and I think we have to be honest about where this is going. It doesn't get better. It gets worse until these air traffic controllers are going to be paid.
Okay, so the polling shows that most Americans think the blame lies with the White House, with this administration, with Republicans in Congress. Want to read you a headline from Slate. They say this: Trump thinks canceled flights, long TSA lines, and chaotic airports will end the shutdown, but he's wrong, they say. Your holiday plans may get disrupted because the president wants to own the libs. They add best of luck to the secretary in this game of airplane chicken. So what's your response to Slate?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating to hear liberals. It's not just Slate. It was Chuck Schumer was throwing shade our way, if you will. We have done all we can to make sure we minimize disruption, that we keep the airspace safe. And again, I didn't create the problem. It's Senate Democrats who did.
So let's be very clear about what we just heard. Trump's own transportation secretary is warning that Thanksgiving travel in America is about to collapse. Not slow down, collapse. Slow to a trickle, his words. This means families all across the country who've already bought tickets, planned trips, and expected to see loved ones for the holidays are now being told it's not gonna happen. This isn't a partisan talking point. This is a top Trump official publicly sounding the alarm that the shutdown is pushing the country toward a full-scale travel meltdown. Why? Because air traffic controllers, the people who keep airplanes from colliding in the sky, have been working without pay for weeks. Morale is collapsing. Staffing is collapsing, and now flight schedules are collapsing. And what does that mean? It means airports nationwide could soon look like ghost towns. It means thousands of flights canceled. It means millions of Americans stranded or stuck at home while Trump continues to insist that everything is going great. Tonight, Trump's shutdown isn't just hurting the economy, it's hitting the one holiday Americans count on to reconnect with family. And this warning didn't come from Democrats. It came from inside Trump's own administration. His night is falling apart, and the American people are the ones paying the price. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.